Mr. Lawrence.
Hello, Grandma Pearl.
Pearl 1.
Hello, Miss Octopus. And hello, Asia Pearl.
Pearl 2.
It's so nice of you to let us meet here again and again, Mr. Lawrence. It's made us a close-knit group.
Close-knit group.
You stop needling me, Miss Asia Pearl.
I'm not, darn it. I won't rib you anymore.
Thank you. Should I tell what knitting is?
Definitely.
Knitting is joining 2 loops of yarn together with a needle over and over until you make something special, like a hat.
Ooh.
Or a mitten.
Nice.
Would you like to show us what knitting is?
I sure would. Beginner knitters usually know a knit stitch and a purl stitch. I'll show you the knit stitch. In your left hand, you hold the needle that has the loops on it, and in your right hand, you hold the empty needle. Now, if you're left-handed, you should switch that backwards.
Ah, thanks for letting me know. I'm a southpaw.
You take the right needle and you insert it through the first loop, making an X with your needles. You take the yarn, bring it over the right needle, pull it through, and move it on over to the right needle. Now you have 1 knit stitch on the right needle.
Nice. Purl 2. How are young sailors and knitters the same?
I don't know, Grandma Pearl. How are young sailors and knitters the same?
They both cast off. Young sailors leave land, and knitters leave the yarn behind when they're finished knitting.
Grandma Pearl, how are old sailors and knitters alike?
I don't know, Purl 2. How are old sailors and knitters alike?
They both know a good yarn.
There are many kinds of yarn. There's heavy yarn and light yarn, rough yarn and smooth yarn, wool yarn and cotton yarn, and even a mix of the two.
There's also many different kinds of knitting needles. I've got some double-pointed needles here, and these ones are on a wire that are connected so you can knit things in the round, like a hat.
And there are long needles and short needles. Purl 2. How are South Sea divers and knitters the same?
I don't know. How are South Sea divers and knitters the same?
They both know a good purl. Purling is a kind of knitting stitch. How is a purl stitch different from a knit stitch?
They're almost the same, but a purl stitch, you go into the front of the loop instead of the back of the loop, like a knit stitch.
The front of the loop, the back of the loop. It must be easy to make a mistake. What then?
It sure is easy. And then you have to tear all the stitches out. It's called frogging.
Why frogging? Because you rip it.
You gals are great. Wow, the Knit Wits. Thank you so much for coming on my show, Enchanted Green Tree Fort.
You're welcome, Mr. Lawrence. We'll be seeing you.
Bye now.